Was up? Okay, so I was going through the docs of React and I noticed something kind of interesting. I don't know if you might find it interesting, but I kind of find it really interesting. Now, in the docs, official docs, and the docs is something that's supposed to lure any newcomer into React. So if you notice deep inside, they never use hooks for states or anything else. Like it's always component based. Like look at this. Whenever they use hooks, sorry, whenever they use state, it's always inside a class. Like in the whole docs, entire docs, as an exception from hooks, there's no single place that they have used a hook to manage something basic such as components. And that got me thinking, why doesn't the official documentation, the thing that's the official way, like the best way as recommended by many professionals to getting into React, I was wondering why do they not, like, hooks has been introduced quite a while ago, in 16.8, and the current version of React is 17.2, and they've come actually a long way since when they introduced it. Why haven't they still changed their documentation? I was thinking about that, so I decided to stop thinking and just start trying to build something. So I decided to make this website out. It's a simple app. Like it connects to Open Weather Map API and it gets the data of weather at any certain place. So I was trying to implement it without hooks at all. Like you can look at the whole code. Like I even put it in the description. A React app without any hooks connecting to the Open Weather Map API. Oh, and you might ask me, Suraj, why are you showing code on GitHub and not on your local machine? That's because I prefer to delete all my projects the second I deploy it. And these two are the only projects that I'm currently working on, so they are not deleted. But yeah, like, so I tried it out. So the first thing I noticed when I tried it out was like everything, like once I understood the concept of classes based components, everything was super easy. Like let me show you some components I built. For example, the card.js. Like everything felt so easy. Like it made perfect sense. If I had to use a state, I would predefine it. Okay, this component doesn't use a state. Let's go back into something that uses a state. Yeah, this thing has a state. So like it makes super sense. Like if you're using a state which is predefined inside the class, like you just call into it like this.state and the state you want. That's it. And if you want to update it, you set the state, which is a predefined function. But it just makes way more sense than using hooks. Like when you use hooks, you don't really know what's exactly happening behind the scenes. But when you use this, like you know exactly what's happening. So like building this entire website, it was obviously challenging, but it was very satisfying. Like I know every single thing that happens, at least on a shallow level, when I do this, like perfectly. Like if I had to explain this, I wouldn't be using the term hooks anywhere at all. When I search a term, let's say Chennai, it gets stored inside the state and it makes a life cycle call. And you might be asking me, Suraj, what is a life cycle function? It's basically a function that's executed whenever something is added into the DOM. For example, yeah. So this is a function that's always called whenever a component is added inside the DOM, and it's a function that's always called whenever a function is removed. So it just makes more sense than using hooks. So if you're a beginner in React, I'd highly recommend you to first check out the documentation, and second, make anything without using hooks. Go for class components. Trust me, it's just way more satisfying.